Hi, good day. Today is the 26th of May 2006, and here we are with the Forexserve weekly update. Last week, we had left you with the thought of possibly strengthening dollar, but that wasn't to be. And we saw last week, in fact, the dollar losing by almost 3.5% across the board. It all happened because the S&P basically downgraded UK, and it was felt that with the large debt that the US was also having, it was next going to be the turn of the US to be downgraded. And that was the sort of rankling feeling that people had in their minds, that if the US debt was also downgraded, it would be a severe blow to the dollar. And there was this preemptive dollar selling that went on, and we saw the pound almost close to 160 and the euro just spilling over 140. And of course there was dollar selling across the board. It seems since yesterday that after the holidays yesterday, both in the US and the UK, there to be some kind of profit taking going on, with the dollar being somewhat oversold, and it might last for a few days. But since the key levels have been overtaken or overcome, if you like, there is a possibility that we will see further dollar weakness into the week. While on the background, this fear of being downgraded, the US debt being downgraded, will be there. But the key factor would be between today and Thursday, how the treasury debt which is being auctioned is handled, and how the market takes to it will give us clues about the future. Overall, I think the dollar is on a downtrend at this point of time, and the overall wave B is in stream, and it would continue for some more time, I think. So when the turnaround will come, we don't know, but sometime maybe next month we might see some signs of that. Overall, I would say that the markets would be looking for the yen to be the odd man out, because there is always this lurking feeling that the Bank of Japan would not allow the yen to go much below 90. So there would be a strong possibility of intervention, as people expect, at some point. So that fear being there, I think maybe between 90 and 94, the yen is likely to be hovering around. And India, of course, there is some soul searching again after the large spike we saw of the rupee from 49.50 to 46.890, let's say. And it might take a few days more for the market to decide, after this month end is over, as to what the future is going to be. But the omens are good, and rains have already arrived, and they also portend to be good. So overall, I think the Indian subcontinent looks to be on a healthy upswing. We will now go into the charting section. Thank you.
This week we are doing an analysis of the euro first, and we see that it has moved up on all 5 days of last week, and then since yesterday there's been a bit of a correction taking place. From the Elliott wave perspective, if you were to look at the large segment of the up move, it could be taken as wave 3, and the correction we saw 34.50 was actually wave 4. And then where does this wave take us to? We get an idea that if there is equality with wave 5, it should take us somewhere close to 142 at least. So after this correction is we feel that we will see up move both from the Elliott wave perspective and as well as from the trend perspective, indicating that we are going to see 142, and the likelihood of even an extension exists. We would look at this week again also at the US interest rates. And we see here the 5-year swap against 3 months LIBOR, which is indicating that there is a possibility that we are seeing a rising triangle formation, which means that the Fed is going to issue heavily, and the bonds are likely to be somewhat lower, and the yields are likely to harden a bit. So if this level, which is 2.70, is taken out for the 5-year, it might go higher. So it would make sense for somebody to be hedged for the longer period, somewhere closer to the end of the week, where we might be able to get somewhere close to 260 to pay for the longer period. Thank you, and have a great week ahead.